Yo, Natsu here. Welcome back to part 2 of What If Deku Had Red. In the last part, All Might finally gave Deku one for all at the 8 months mark of the training he was doing. So, the next 2 months aren't really important. It's basically just him training mostly so that he can use Red and One for All. One for All in particular, Deku found it pretty hard to use, but it wasn't as consequential as, in canon for the start. Oh, he broke his arm. Well, guess for a few days he has to use Red on it. That was pretty much it. After that, thanks to him already learning how to control his own energy and the output, he literally just lowered it until he was able to use it without harming himself. And because this Deku is already quite physically strong and capable, he's already able to use about 8% on his entire body without harm. Which is pretty good, let's be honest. Oh, and when I say 8%, I really mean 8%, not like, oh yeah, he can use it temporarily, or yeah, he can use it in one burst and then have to go back to Allure. No. 8% is his current max without harming himself. He doesn't even feel numb from it, nothing like that. So, since it's basically just him learning how to regulate it, as well as a bit more strength training and such, let's go straight to the entrance exam. First of all, he doesn't fall when he's entering the gate. He already has all the confidence he needs. So he doesn't meet Uraraka right there. Written part of the tests, quite easy to do for him. In the assembly, Deku still mumbles and has the same interactions. So Ida's basically screaming at him and Bakugo and blah blah blah, or just him. Oh god, it's been a while since I watched the first few episodes. Anyways. So for the robots, I'm not gonna go too convoluted, I'm just gonna explain everything. So, he doesn't speak to Uraraka before they enter, he just gets ready. For everyone around him, they do the same, but then they just see a kind of light and lightning coming off one kid, with Ida basically going to him and saying, "Are you doing this on purpose? You're bothering everyone." With Deku just saying, "Well, aren't you all preparing as well? Once they say go, we have to enter." Ida says, "Yes, but we're not bothering others around us." Deku just looks at him and says, "Well, you're bothering me right now." Taking a bit of a line from Bakugo right there, like, "I'm just doing my thing, you're the one bothering me." Which does shut Ida up a bit, but he is angry at Deku. Not too much, it's more like annoyance. Like, how dare he speak back to me like this? Anyways, Deku continues. A reddish lightning around him, from him using red and one for all at once to physically boost his body. And then he waits. And then they hear 3, 2, 1, go! And as the door opens, Deku just blasts off right in there. And just passes right above every single robot, not even bothering himself with any of them. which his simple reason is, I have to leave some for the others. And he just goes straight in. Everyone starts fighting Robot, and what he does is actually mix in both One for All and Red. So, makes fire, burns some robots, creates lightning, throws it like a javelin, breaks other robots, speeds around using One for All to punch some. He sees a student in danger and basically either breaks the robot before it can harm them, or he takes them out of the danger and then just continues on his way. So he keeps doing that, with most people actually just being surprised that, okay, he has a lot of things with him. Like, first he throws fire, then lightning, then just literally speeding around. They think it's an aspect of his lightning, which kind of saves him the trouble for some of the things. So, as he keeps doing that, time passes and passes, he gets more points, both hero points and villain points, or robot points, don't remember. Anyway, yeah, no, I really have to rewatch those earlier episodes. Still, as it keeps going, the heroes are amazed by Deku. He's pretty strong, he's pretty fast. He makes sure to see everything around him and help people as they get in trouble. They do also see that he literally waits for the last second just to make sure, since, yes, it still puts them in danger, but he never lets them be injured, like, gravely. Example, one gets hit by a robot while they're attacking it. Okay, yeah, that's normal. One's about to literally be crushed by one. Yeah, he saves them from that. So he's not constantly making sure none gets damaged, but he still makes sure nobody dies, basically. So, at one point, they all feel a rumbling in the ground, and that's the zero pointers being released. Just like in canon, Ochako is, well, in danger. Deku runs straight for her, while everyone was running backwards, gets her out of the rocks, and asks her if she can run, which she can't. Her ankle is really fucking hurt. So he basically grabs her, princess style, which does make her blush, and then just pushes off the ground straight towards Ida, the only other person he talked to before. Well, the only person he talked to before. He basically arrives to Ida and tells him, "Keep her safe, please." Turns around and bolts towards the zero pointer. Straight to the head, jumps off, is in the air, and all they see is suddenly a bright flash of red. Not lightning, not fire, just pure fucking red in color. And then they hear smash! They didn't hear the first part, which was red smash. Basically pushing a lot of red in it, and just giving a hit as if it was All Might. It's still his idol, after all. So, basically what happened is kind of like a, well, I would say a gentle rain of fire, but no, it's more like raining cords made of flame while there's a tornado around. Basically ripping to shreds the zero pointer, nothing left of it. Well, no, there's still shit left, but the entire upper part is basically gone, melted, blasted around, and yeah, it can't fucking do nothing no more. This amazes the students, but also the teachers. They think, why didn't he use that strength before? Until he lands, and from the cameras, the heroes can all see that, oh no, his arm is literally broken. He wanted to see what would happen if he merged both his red and One for All and pushed it to the maximum, which basically resulted in half his arm being completely burnt from the red and then mangled to all hells by One for All right after. Basically, it looks almost as if he's missing a part of his arm, which a lot of students are basically just reacting scared by that because, oh no, he's missing his arm. What the hell's gonna happen? And then Deku just kind of forms a shell around it made of red that just looks like an arm. It didn't heal in a few seconds. It's literally just think the Red Lanterns from DC. He just made a form of an arm with his red. Anything that touches it will basically burn if he doesn't control the heat that it emanates. But he got better at that. And he basically just starts walking as if nothing happens. Recovery Girl is sent in instantly to try and, heal the damage and such. But Deku just points at Uraraka saying she needs it more. With Uraraka herself, as well as Ida, basically screaming, "You're missing an arm!" Deku just says, oh, it's gonna recover in a few days. With most everyone just looking at him like, you have a healing quirk as well? To which he basically just says, oh, it's part of my other quirk, the red. It heals. And just basically starts to go away, before having an announcement calling Izuku Midoriya to the principal's office. And then telling Recovery Girl to also come right after she's finished with the other students. Deku doesn't know why he was called. Other students are basically just thinking, maybe because of your arm. But he just goes. While going, he's just pushing as much red as possible to kind of help at least alleviate the pain he's feeling. Which is probably why he doesn't really mind it too much. He's used to it by this point. Hell, for a few months he was burning his entire body over and over again, so meh. As he gets, brought to the principal's office to meet Just give me a second, I need to drink. Sorry. Anyway, as I was saying, as he gets to the principal's office, being brought there by someone, he meets Nezu. So, first, Nezu presents himself as the principal of the school, and welcomes him, saying that he will for sure have passed. Deku asks him why he was asked to come to the principal's office right after the, entrance exam finished. And Nezu asks him, well, do you know why we would not... Let me say that, my brain just stopped working. Nezu asks, do you know why we have Recovery Girl sent right after it stops, with Deku saying to help the injured? Nezu says yes, and as you can see, your arm is quite, injured, as you said. Deku just repeats what he said to the others, which is, it's just gonna heal. I don't really mind, I can still move. Nezu just tells him that even if that's true, a hero must always be in good condition. If he keeps doing that, it might cause us problem later. With Deku saying that he's actually training to increase the speed at which he recovers, so He is healing faster than he was before. This amount of damage would have taken a few weeks, probably, when he just started being able to heal himself. But now he's used to doing it faster. Couple days and it should be fine. After a bit, Recovery Girl also arrives, with Nezu telling her to heal Deku, which she tries. Some of his arm recovers. He feels exhausted all of a sudden, but it's not fully healed. Deku asks what that was, with Recovery Girl explaining that her quirk uses his stamina to help heal injuries faster. Basically, the time it would have taken to heal that injury to a certain point was basically just taking his stamina. He's gonna feel very tired the higher the injury was. But that she's surprised that if he says it would have only taken a few days, why his arm didn't fully recover. Deku just makes a ball of red and says that it's not his normal body that recovers, it's just that he uses the red to basically devour the damaged parts and create new cells to exchange. So what takes the longest is actually recovering his red while he waits for it to, well, heal. This does make Nezu a bit intrigued and asks what he means by that, with Deku basically giving a small rundown that he can absorb heat, electricity, fire, blah blah blah, to grow the amount of red he has in him, that his red can be used for many, many, many things, and that one of the other ways he found to increase his red is to burn things. Example, trees, plants that are still alive. Probably people, but he doesn't want to try that. This does kind of put a bit of a damper on how Nezu was thinking, because Deku literally said, oh yeah, I could probably burn someone and get power from it. Not something you want to hear from a hero. I'll just say that. They speak a bit more and then send him back home. His mom is frightened by the arm, but by this point she got used to Deku just coming back with injuries and basically just healing them in a few days. First time that it happened, he was pretty young, around 8 to 10, so after a while you do get used to it. She's still bothered that he injured himself, mostly since Deku literally said he was trying something. So it wasn't an accident, it was just him literally pushing himself. As they waited, Deku, well, later received the letter to show if he passed, which, as Nezu said, he was the first one this year for the competition, and was almost at All Might's level of points. Only reason he didn't get that many points was because Deku was actually playing around a lot, not strictly going for points, though he was told that saving people were part of the point system, and that it makes a large portion of the amount of points he has. This does put Deku in a smile, because, oh, so something I just did because it felt right was actually part of the exam as well. For sure, Bakugo didn't do that much for this one. Basically laughing to himself. This one might be a bit short, but I'm completely freaking exhausted. It's 2 in the afternoon and I already want to go back to sleep. Doesn't help that I feel like my throat's burning. So, sorry if it wasn't that long. But yeah, hope you liked it. Leave a like if you did. Natsu, out.